Hi, I'm Rebecca with the Parent Teacher Bridge, and I'd love to share with you these ideas to help your child with ADHD complete their homework. Before we get started, click the link in the description below to get my free guide, 5 quick tips to immediately help your struggling reader. Keeping an ADHD child focused on their schoolwork. Wow, frustrating is not a strong enough word for how I feel when simple assignments seem to take forever. Comment below if you have a child who constantly needs redirection on assignments. Now, I've recently researched among those experienced in the area of ADHD interventions and found these methods to be refreshing, as I probably wouldn't have thought of all of them on my own, and I can't wait to implement them with my own child. Okay, so let's get started, and remember, what works for one child may not work for another. Number 1, different rooms for different subjects. The idea here is to give the child an excuse to get up and stretch between subjects and settle in at another area of the house so that it doesn't seem like they've been sitting there as long. Take into account what are the common distractors for your child, maybe a particular window or a TV that you might want to avoid. Number 2, set a timer. Now, this doesn't sound like it's that unique of an idea, except that you should try setting it for an odd amount of time, something novel. So instead of 10 minutes, try 13 minutes, or instead of 20 minutes, 17 minutes. And it sounds weird, but having something that is just a bit different might be enough to engage your child. Number 3, switch each subject for 10 minutes each and then rotate. Let your child know that they don't have to complete one large assignment in one setting. They will have just 10 minutes to focus hard and then switch to another subject. Obviously, this strategy does depend a little bit on the actual assignments. Number 4, give the child a choice, but you set the parameter. You might tell your child that he can start anytime between 4 and 4:20. Let the child pick the time within that range and take ownership. You may also allow your child to choose which subject to complete first. Number 5, listen to the same playlist of familiar songs. Now, I remember doing homework with music on when I was a teenager, and it did not distract me for the most part. You would think that that would be very distracting, and it might be for some. But the idea here is to make sure the playlist is made of songs that your child already knows, so that they aren't sitting there listening and analyzing the tune and the lyrics. They can zone into their homework and block out the other distractions. If the songs are in the same order each time, it allows your child to know when the time is almost up. They become more aware of how much time has passed as they hear the song in the middle of the playlist or at the end of the playlist. For parents who don't want the entire evening taken over by homework, they can make the agreement with their child that if they work well during the playlist, they can have a break or just be done for the night. Number 6, don't be afraid to experiment. As parents, we are all learning. It's a trial and error process, and some additional things you may want to try here and there are refreshing cold water, a small snack after school before homework, a break of 10 to 30 minutes before starting homework, chewing gum or a mint while your child is working, essential oils, or even a visual checklist for your child to see progress in completion. Hyperfocus is often considered a strength in the ADHD individual when they know how to harness it. Surely you have noticed that your child can focus on what they want for as long as they want. Legos, video games, drawing. If only I can make something into a game or make my son's assignments more exciting for him, I can trick him into focusing on it so that he can get it done. Here is an example. My son writes a paragraph in his journal for his daily work. And sometimes he has enough self-motivation that he's woken up in the morning and written the journal before I even see him. Now, this is rare, but it has happened. But other times he has struggled when I've helped him brainstorm and get the topic sentence for him. One day, when I was tutoring a student for writing, I invited my son to sit with us and participate in a timed challenge with us. The student was practicing quick summary writing for when his teacher says, "Turn your paper over and write me 2 sentences." I told him that since it was our first time to try it together, I'd be generous and I'd give him 4 minutes timed. Now, both boys were able to write their thoughts down in plenty of time. But my son wrote more in 4 minutes than what he would normally write in 30 minutes on his journal, which proves a few things to me. Number 1, he has the academic capability to do it. Number 2, his positive attitude toward the task directly affected his speed and focus on the work. Do you have some ideas that you have tried to help your ADHD child focus on and complete their homework? Please comment below. I would love to share ideas with other listeners. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, comment below which idea you liked best. Don't forget to click my link in the description below to get my free ebook, 5 Quick Tips to Immediately Help Your Struggling Reader. Subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting the button below. You can find the Parent Teacher Bridge on Facebook and Instagram, and be sure to visit my website, the Parent Teacher Bridge, for more help with your child's learning. Remember, you are your child's most influential teacher.